Why New York's skyscrapers keep changing shape. Welcome to our channel, where we uncover the stories behind New York City's iconic skyscrapers. From the Chrysler Building to the World Trade Center, join me as we explore their history and impact on the city's skyline. The Chrysler Building once symbolized New York City's skyline dominance, blending capitalism, art, and hubris. While its title as the tallest building has changed over time, it remains a landmark in the city synonymous with skyscrapers. Manhattan owns its transformation and significance to these towering structures, which have shaped each era and influenced the city's future. Skyscrapers reflect New York's story, representing its past, present, and future challenges. They epitomize the city's ambition and energy, embodying the American dream of wealth and success. The Roaring '20s marked the rise of New York as a global metropolis, surpassing London in power and influence. The Chrysler Building emerged as a symbol of New York City's success and the American dream, embodying the spirit of unabated competition. Designed by architects Craig Severance and William Van Allen, the building's construction was driven by their fierce rivalry. Both architects resorted to tactics like stealing and leaking plans to outdo each other in the race for the world's tallest skyscraper. In a clever move, Van Allen secretly built a spire within the crown of the Chrysler Building, surpassing the height of the Manhattan Co. Building, which held the title for a brief period. Despite initial criticism, the Chrysler Building is now celebrated as a magnificent example of Art Deco architecture and a beloved New York landmark. The Chrysler Building is adored for its unique and eccentric design, embodying the spirit of its era. Recognizability and iconicity hold intrinsic value, with the building serving as a recognizable landmark for those who work there. However, Walter Chrysler's vision of opulence clashed with the onset of the Great Depression, as the world faced economic turmoil. Despite its status as the world's tallest building for a brief period, the Chrysler's building run ended with the completion of the Empire State Building. The subsequent 4 decades saw a lack of record-breaking skyscrapers in New York due to the city's focus of shifting elsewhere. The 1960s marked a time of radical change and unrest, prompting a shift towards simplicity and function in architecture. Minoru Yamasaki's design for the World Trade Center represented this shift, featuring 2 towering monoliths with a distinct departure from the Art Deco style of the city's past. Yamasaki's design for the World Trade Center included 2 towers with 110 stories each, creating 220 acres of office space. Due to Yamasaki's fear of heights, the towers featured narrow windows, only covering 30% of each building's facade and giving them a solid metal appearance from a distance. Economic feasibility limited the height of skyscrapers at the time to around 80 stories, considering the space required for elevator shafts. To optimize floor space, Yamasaki incorporated sky lobbies on the 44th and 78th floors, allowing multiple elevators to share the same shafts and reducing the overall number of shafts needed. This innovation enabled the towers to reach 110 stories, but it also meant a 3-elevator commute for those with offices above the 78th floor. Structural engineering of the towers involved support columns placed both at the central core and around the outside of the buildings, combining elements of traditional and innovative design. The World Trade Center towers were unique in the history of New York skyscrapers. Each tower was like a box within a box, connected by horizontal trusses at every level, eliminating the need for support columns within the floor plates and allowing for expansive open office spaces. What made them even more exceptional was that they were government built, setting them apart from other skyscrapers. Despite initial public awareness and criticism likening them to filing cabinets, the Twin Towers gradually became embraced as American icons. Over the next decade, they became synonymous within the city, aided by their appearances in films and Philippe Patet's daring tightrope walk between them in 1974. The 1980s represented a time of risk, excess, and glitz, with boldness and extravagance taking precedence over subtle design. New York in the 1980s was a contradictory place, experiencing both a Wall Street boom and high crime rates, reflecting a city of contrasts. In the midst of division, glamour, poverty, and violence, a new skyscraper emerged on Fifth Avenue, capturing the spirit of the era, Trump Tower. Standing at 202 meters, it claimed the title of the tallest all-glass structure in the city. Adorned with bronze accents and luxurious interiors featuring pink-white veined marble, mirrors, and brass, the building exuded the unmistakable style of the 1980s. Trump Tower housed prestigious residential, commercial, and retail spaces, alongside extravagant features like an 18-meter waterfall and rumored gold toilet. However, its construction came at a price, as the historic Bond Wheat Teller store was sacrificed. Controversies, including the destruction of valuable sculptures and labor disputes, surrounded the tower's development. Trump Tower symbolizes the unchecked ambition of the time, characterized by Reaganomics, real estate booms, and a relentless pursuit of success, regardless of the consequences. In late years, Trump Tower has acquired a new significance, becoming a focal point for both protesters and supporters of the former president. It has become even more divisive than when it was originally built, transforming from a symbol of decadence to a symbol of division. The meaning and symbolism of building can change over time or even within a single day. The world underwent a profound transformation on 9/11, causing New York and its towering structures to face an identity crisis. The aftermath of the tragedy raised questions about the future of skyscraper construction. There were debates about whether American cities could cease building skyscrapers altogether, as they could potentially attract future acts of terrorism. Architect David Childs even noted that many clients were hesitant to construct tall and iconic buildings after the traumatic events of 9/11. However, amidst the uncertainty of the Hearst Tower, it stood as one of the few prominent skyscrapers built during that era, reaching a modest height of 182 meters. Foster & Parents, the architectural firm behind the tower, consequently decided to continue with the project, combining modern design with elements from the past. Taking inspiration from their previous successful projects like the British Museum and the Reichstag, Foster & Partners employed their innovative techniques in constructing a vertical extension atop the existing Hearst Tower. This task was relatively easier due to the tower's original design, which allowed for additional stories to be added. With its 6 elevator shafts, twice or thrice the usual number, the tower was well equipped for expansion. The distinctive facade of the building, featuring a diagonal grid pattern, was not merely a visual element, but derived from the supporting trusses. Despite its architectural significance, the Hearst Tower is often overlooked in New York City, primarily known as the first skyscraper to emerge after 9/11. However, over time, the city's high-rise hiatus started to dissipate, and a new race for space among engineers and developers began. The skyscraper was not over, it had undergone reign. The 1920s had Jazz and Gatsby, but the 2020s has a new billionaire class. Never before has there been so much money for so few. Welcome to Billionaires Row. Developers acquired air rights to build tall towers on 57th floor, on 57th Street, ensuring Central Park views. 111W57, the world's thinnest skyscraper, rises 435 meters high and offers luxury apartments. These buildings represent extreme wealth and are now assets. Many apartments are left empty, just as safety deposit boxes in the sky, retaining their value. Love them or hate them. These slender towers mark New York's history amidst billionaire backlash. In a rapidly changing world, the future of New York remains uncertain, but the immediate future holds some knowledge. The skyscrapers of the 2030s are being planned today, signaling a new boom in mega office buildings, reminiscent of the Chrysler and Empire State. New York is witnessing the construction of at least 4 new super talls, adding 11 million square feet of real estate. This expansion is a result of the 2017 decision to rezone Midtown East, addressing the challenge of outdating buildings in a high-profile business district. The rezoning allows for greater density and larger, modernized office spaces, Developers are required to contribute to a district improvement fund aimed at improving transit and pedestrian networks, including upgrades to the subway near Grand Central. Although designed prior to 2020, these upcoming skyscrapers will shape a different world influenced by the pandemic and economic uncertainties. The last few years haven't favored a resurgence in office towers, much like the Empire State Building faced during the Great Depression. However, this doesn't signal the end of cities. Cities are our future and must continue to thrive. 270 Park Avenue is one of the first skyscrapers benefiting from increased density. With a height of 423 meters, it features a stepped design reminiscent of classic New York skyscrapers. Across the road, 175 Park Avenue, also known as Project Commodore, rises at 480 meters and will completely overshadow the iconic Chrysler Building. Despite its short run as the world's tallest building and initial criticism, the Chrysler Building embodies the spirit of New York, a bold, competitive, and artistic testament. Its covering raises questions about the resilience and energy of cities. New York's advantage lies in its history, intention, and opportunities, distinguishing it from other cities. Skyline reflects the character and aspirations of a city and its people. Thank you for joining us on this journey through this captivating history of New York's iconic skyscrapers. Stay tuned for more incredible stories of architectural wonders, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and explore the world with us. Until next time, keep reaching for new heights.